it is my pleasure to introduce you to Tales of the Arnor, the latest DLC for Galactic Civilizations 4 Supernova. Take control of a brand new synthetic civilization called the Nyx, a precursor series of robotic servants given sentience by the ancient Dread Lords and turned loose against their creators and oppressors, the Iconians. With a gameplay style shaped by their own unique and unusual synthetic tech tree that plays differently to any other civilization in the game, you'll build all new planetary improvements, assign exotic civilization policies, and crush your enemies with heavily armoured fleets boasting many new ship components and powerful Starbase modules. Alongside new events and anomalies, you'll find a brand new mission campaign that pits you against your nemesis, the Iconians, and helps shed light on one of the oldest and darkest moments in the history of the Galactic Civilizations universe. Experience all this and more in Tales of the Arnor. The Nyx are an early version of the evil sentient synthetics we all know and love as the Your Singularity. They can be played in their own unique mission called Tales of the Arnor, or in any standard game of Galactic Civilizations 4, where they can appear as a computer-controlled civilization too. Let's take a closer look at this malevolent new menace to the galaxy. The Nyx are a synthetic civilization comprising of Your citizens and have 3 civilization abilities. Adaptable is shared with their later relatives, the Your Singularity, allowing the Nyx to colonize a wide variety of planets usually off limits to other civilizations until advanced colonization technologies are researched. The Nyx also have 2 brand new civilization abilities. Ironborn bulks up the armor rating of all new ships built by 25%, while Efficient allows them to cram even more weapons, defensive systems, and other ship components onto their vessels than normal. These 2 abilities synergize in powerful fashion. The fleets of the Nyx are very tough to damage and are bristling with advanced weaponry and defences, ensuring they pack a hell of a punch in combat while taking very few losses in return. This also gives access to the Recruit Colonists Executive Order, meaning the Nyx can expand their civilization out to new planets very rapidly indeed. This powerful ability ensures the Nyx not only have great strategic agility in terms of where they can colonize, but can colonize new worlds at a much greater rate than most other civilizations too. As with all synthetic species, they do not grow naturally and must build new citizens on-world with Durantium. The Nyx's unique playstyle comes from the layout and contents of their rather unusual tech tree, which is completely different to anything we've seen in Galactic Civilizations 4 so far. The Nyx have a decided advantage in warfare with their heavily armoured and well-equipped ships, and also have some of the most overwhelming technology for pushing out influence in the whole game. All this power requires some balancing however, and so the Nyx do have some limiting factors to ensure they're still challenging to play. In general, their tech tree is somewhat more linear than their rivals, with single branches encompassing a much larger range of unlocks. Reaching specific tech goals can be more challenging as a result. In return, with somewhat fewer branches to pick from, they do get a wider variety of tools from those branches. Most importantly, the Nyx lack several high-tech advances that other civilizations have access to, and will have to rely on diplomatic trade to acquire. One big advantage is early access to a deadly weapons system known as the Drone Carrier, which arrives very early in their tech tree before even the cruiser, and allows them to rapidly dominate neighbouring civilizations who may not be able to counter such an aggressive play so early. They also get access to more powerful weapons technologies a little earlier too. However, with their scientific and industrial unlocks often contained within the same tech tree branches, you'll need to carefully navigate your way through this tree if you're to balance your economic and military expansion. The Nyx, being a robotic race with the capacity for upgrades, have many unique improvements that boost the performance of their citizens. You'll need a lot of Nyx to conquer the galaxy, and it can be a viable strategy to focus on the production of new citizens for your core worlds, and then race for those citizen upgrades to maximise their research, manufacturing and economic output. Note that the Nyx took some extra time to adjust to their newfound sentience and recover from the shock of their exodus by the Iconians, and do not get immediate access to some of the basic districts that other civilizations have at the start of the game. These must be unlocked through research, but this is balanced by getting access to some rather powerful civilization achievements and colony unique improvements that can help boost their early game economy instead. The Nyx aren't just relying on their hard-working citizens to found their new empire with. They've access to many dozens of new planetary improvements to build and benefit from too. Many of these improvements assist your citizens to work harder in various ways, such as the social matrix, which improves your citizens' ability to generate income and approval. Others have more unusual effects. The hypersonic lift here not only boosts the production output of an attached shipyard, but each one built increases your overall fleet moves by +1, ensuring the Nyx stay several steps ahead of their rivals in times of war. The Nyx can also muster the might of a core world's industrial efforts to support their rapid shipbuilding programs with the new Age Ship Production Planetary Project, ensuring their fleet numbers are filled out quickly and efficiently, as befits such a cold and ruthless race. The Nyx leadership structure differs somewhat from other species across the galaxy. They are organised into primes, with each prime holding sway over a different priority for the Nyx civilization's goals in the universe at large. For example, the Prime of Overwatch increases the manufacturing output of your civilization, while simultaneously boosting ship range for extra reach out into the stars. Meanwhile, the Prime of Fleet Operations increases the size of your fleet logistics, allowing your deadly Nyx ships to operate in larger and larger formations as your war for domination develops. Your primes direct your robotic people with all new civilization policies, allowing you to push your civilization to greater feats of effort in many different ways. Dynamic legal frames here reduces crime while simultaneously boosting your influence, contributing towards generating more wealth while pushing your cultural borders further out into the galaxy. To complement their new synthetic tech tree, the Nyx have their own ship components too, including a whole new set of beam, missile, kinetic weapons, new defensive systems and more. From the Spike Driver all the way up to the deadly Chaos Overcharger, the Nyx hammer their opponents with dreadful efficiency. The Nyx have access to a series of powerful Starbase modules to greatly increase their culture push capabilities. The Holometric Suite, Mind Meld Chamber, Cyber Infiltration Module and Inspirational Network all work to subvert the citizens of your rivals into the Nyx way of thinking, and open an avenue of attack without ever needing to fire a shot, a strategy that well suits the sinister Nyx. The Nyx have their own mission campaign titled Tales of the Arnor, throwing them into a head-to-head battle against the hated Iconians. With only the two of you on the map, you'll be tasked with rapidly expanding out from your rather meagre homeworld of Nyx Prime out into the galaxy, to find Iconia and bring furious burning vengeance down on your oppressors, casting them out from their home into the void as once the Iconians did unto the Nyx. This mission has a static map which can be replayed over and over, allowing you to hone your skills and test out your strategies and tactics with the Nyx against the Iconians under stable conditions. You'll also learn more of the story surrounding this dark chapter in the history of galactic civilizations and determine whether the Yor really are justified in their hatred of all things organic in the universe. This DLC also adds a whole plethora of new and fully voiced in-game events and anomalies to find as you explore the galaxy, providing hours of extra gameplay content no matter what civilization you're playing as. The vengeful Nyx take their first steps out into a hostile galaxy, filled with dangerous and suspicious alien species, but also with bounty, wonder and glory. Will you lead the Nyx to victory against the Iconians, fulfilling the destiny set out by the Dread Lords, and bring the mighty Yor Singularity into existence?